Inside a luxury lipstick factory, perfection does not begin with glamour or packaging, it begins with science. Long before a lipstick ever takes shape as a smooth, elegant bullet, it exists as an idea defined by chemistry, physics, and sensory engineering. At a house like Dior, color and texture are not subjective concepts. They are measurable, testable, and repeatable outcomes built through obsessive precision. This is where luxury truly starts, in invisible decisions that determine how a lipstick will look, feel, and perform long after it leaves the factory. The process opens with pigment science, the foundation of every lipstick shade. Pigments are not chosen simply because they are red, pink, or nude. Each pigment is evaluated for purity, particle size, stability, and how it reacts with light. Luxury pigments are micronized to an ultra-fine level so they disperse evenly throughout the formula. If particles are too large, the lipstick can appear grainy, dull, or uneven on the lips. If they are too small, color payoff may weaken. Achieving the ideal particle size is a balancing act refined through years of testing. Color itself is treated as a living variable. A lipstick shade must remain identical whether viewed under daylight, office lighting, candlelight, or camera flashes. To ensure this, pigments are tested under multiple lighting conditions to eliminate metamerism, where a color shifts depending on light source. A red that looks rich and warm in sunlight but turns flat indoors is immediately rejected. Luxury brands build formulas that remain visually stable across environments, ensuring confidence for the wearer in every situation. Once pigments are selected, precision weighing begins. In the formulation lab, even a fraction of a gram matters. Digital micro scales measure pigment quantities down to the milligram. This level of accuracy ensures that every batch, whether produced today or 6 months later, matches the exact same shade. In mass-market cosmetics, small deviations may be tolerated. In luxury production, they are not. Consistency is non-negotiable because trust in the brand depends on it. Pigments alone cannot define lipstick quality. They must be carried by a perfectly engineered base composed of waxes, oils, and emollients. This base determines texture, glide, comfort, and longevity. Natural waxes such as beeswax or plant-based alternatives provide structure and shape retention. Synthetic waxes add stability and prevent melting under heat. Oils contribute shine and smooth application, while emollients ensure lips feel nourished rather than dry. Each ingredient plays a specific role, and altering one affects the entire formula. Temperature control becomes critical at this stage. The wax and oil base is heated gradually in stainless steel kettles until it reaches a molten state. Too much heat can degrade pigments and alter color integrity. Too little heat results in incomplete blending and uneven texture. Sensors continuously monitor the temperature, while technicians make subtle adjustments. The goal is a perfectly fluid mixture that remains chemically stable and visually flawless. As pigments are introduced into the molten base, blending begins. This is not simple stirring. Industrial mixers operate at calibrated speeds designed to disperse pigment evenly without introducing air bubbles. Air trapped in the formula can later cause surface imperfections or weak structural integrity. The mixture must reach complete homogeneity, no streaks, no sediment, no inconsistencies. At this point, the lipstick is still liquid, but its final quality is already being decided. Texture engineering is where luxury lipsticks distinguish themselves. A premium lipstick must glide effortlessly across the lips without dragging, skipping, or feeling heavy. This sensation is carefully tested during formulation. Chemists adjust oil ratios to influence slip, wax composition to control firmness, and emollients to enhance comfort. The result is a texture that feels rich yet weightless, solid yet creamy. This balance cannot be rushed. It is achieved through repeated trials and refinements. Filtration follows blending, acting as a final purification stage. The molten lipstick is passed through ultra-fine filters to remove any remaining impurities or undissolved particles. Even microscopic debris can disrupt the smooth surface of the finished bullet or cause irritation during application. Filtration ensures that what remains is pure, refined, and consistent. This step is invisible to consumers, but its absence would be immediately noticeable on the lips. Fragrance integration adds another layer of complexity. Luxury lipsticks often feature subtle, refined scents designed to enhance the sensory experience. However, fragrance must never interfere with the formula's stability or performance. Perfumers work closely with chemists to select compounds that remain stable under heat and over time. The fragrance is added in tiny quantities and blended thoroughly to ensure uniform distribution. The scent must remain delicate, never overpowering, and never change throughout the product's lifespan. Stability testing is ongoing throughout formulation. Samples are exposed to heat, cold, humidity, and time. They are stored under extreme conditions to simulate years of use. Chemists observe whether color fades, oils separate, or texture hardens. A luxury lipstick must perform flawlessly from the first application to the last twist of the tube. If instability appears at any stage, the formula returns to development. Color payoff is another scientific benchmark. Luxury lipsticks are designed to deliver rich, even color in a single swipe. Achieving this requires precise pigment concentration and dispersion. Too much pigment can feel heavy or dry, too little results in weak coverage. The formula must release color smoothly upon contact with the lips, adapting to natural lip texture without settling into fine lines. This behavior is tested repeatedly on different skin tones and lip types. Light reflection also plays a role. The way a lipstick reflects light determines whether it appears matte, satin, or glossy. Micro adjustments in oil content and pigment finish influence how light interacts with the surface. Luxury brands engineer reflection to enhance lip shape, giving the appearance and definition without visible shimmer, unless intentionally designed. Behind every formula lies extensive documentation. Each batch is recorded, analyzed, and archived. If a lipstick performs exceptionally well, its formula becomes a benchmark. If issues arise, technicians can trace the exact variables involved. This traceability ensures continuous improvement and protects the brand's standards across global production. What ultimately defines the science of perfect color and texture is restraint. Luxury formulation is not about adding more, it is about refining until nothing unnecessary remains. Every ingredient must justify its presence. Every variable must serve a purpose. The final formula represents hundreds of decisions made long before the consumer ever sees the product. By the time the lipstick moves on to molding and shaping, its success is already determined. The smooth glide, rich color, and comfortable wear that consumers associate with luxury are not accidents. They are the result of invisible precision, controlled environments, and scientific discipline. This is where beauty stops being subjective and becomes engineered excellence, where science quietly shapes desire, one flawless formula at a time. Once the science of color and texture has been perfected, the lipstick's journey enters its most visually captivating phase, the transformation from molten formula into a finished luxury object. This stage is where engineering precision meets craftsmanship, and where automation and human expertise operate in perfect balance. At a house like Dior, this transformation is treated not as routine manufacturing, but as a ritual of control, inspection, and refinement. Every movement, every second, and every micron matters. The process begins with molding, a step that defines the lipstick's physical identity. The molten lipstick, still fluid and glossy, is transferred into precision-engineered molds. These molds are not generic, they are custom, designed to create the iconic bullet shape associated with luxury lipsticks. The angle of the tip, the symmetry of the body, and the diameter of the base are all carefully calculated. This shape influences not only aesthetics, but also how the lipstick applies to the lips, how it follows natural contours and allows controlled, elegant movement. Automated filling machines dispense the molten lipstick into each mold with exact volume control. Overfilling can cause surface defects, underfilling can weaken structural integrity. Sensors ensure that each cavity receives precisely the same amount of product. This uniformity is essential, as even slight variations would be noticeable once the bullets are assembled into cases. The filling process is synchronized like choreography, smooth, silent, and flawlessly timed. Once filled, the molds move into the cooling phase. Cooling is not simply about solidifying the lipstick, it is about controlling crystallization. If cooling happens too quickly, internal stresses can form, leading to cracks or dull surfaces. If it happens too slowly, the structure may become unstable. Luxury factories use controlled cooling tunnels, where temperature and airflow are carefully regulated. This allows the lipstick to set evenly from the inside out, preserving both strength and surface perfection. As the molds open, the lipstick bullets are revealed for the first time. This moment is critical. Each bullet is visually examined as it exits the mold. Automated systems equipped with high-resolution cameras scan for obvious defects such as air bubbles, uneven edges, or color inconsistencies. Any bullet that fails these initial checks is immediately removed. There is no attempt to fix flaws at this level. Perfection is the only acceptable outcome. Next comes one of the most distinctive steps in luxury lipstick production: free flame smoothing. The freshly molded bullets pass briefly over a precisely controlled flame. This flame does not burn or damage the lipstick. Instead, it gently melts the outermost surface layer. Microscopic lines left by the molding process disappear instantly, replaced by a glass-like smoothness. This step gives luxury lipsticks their signature flawless finish, something consumers may not consciously identify, but instinctively associate with quality. Timing during flame smoothing is measured in fractions of a second. Too long and the bullet loses definition. Too short and imperfections remain. Machines are calibrated constantly, and technicians monitor the process to ensure consistency. The result is a surface that reflects light evenly and feels silky to the touch. After flame smoothing, the bullets are allowed to rest. This stabilization period ensures that the surface re-solidifies properly and that the internal structure remains intact. During this time, temperature and humidity are controlled to prevent condensation or deformation. Luxury production does not rush this step, because patience preserves quality. Inspection now becomes even more rigorous. Machine vision systems perform detailed scans, measuring symmetry, length, and surface reflectivity. These systems can detect imperfections invisible to the human eye. However, automation alone is not trusted. Human inspectors follow, picking up individual bullets and rotating them under specialized lighting. Trained eyes look for subtle issues, minute scratches, irregular shine, or microscopic dents. This human touch reflects an understanding that luxury is as much about perception as about measurement. Only after passing inspection do the lipstick bullets move to assembly. Packaging components, cases, inner mechanisms, and decorative elements are produced separately, often by specialized suppliers. These components arrive polished, engraved, and pre-assembled, but they too undergo inspection. A luxury lipstick case must feel substantial yet smooth, open effortlessly, and close with quiet precision. Any resistance, looseness, or imbalance results in rejection. Bullet insertion is a delicate operation. Automated systems align each bullet perfectly with its case before insertion. Misalignment at this stage can cause wobbling or uneven rotation. Once inserted, the Swiss mechanism is tested repeatedly. The bullet must rise smoothly, stop at the correct height, and retract without resistance. This tactile experience is a defining feature of luxury, something consumers feel immediately when they open the product for the first time. Following assembly, the lipstick undergoes functional testing. Random samples are selected from each batch for stress tests. The lipstick is opened and closed hundreds of times to simulate long-term use. It may be exposed to temperature changes, vibrations, or light pressure to ensure durability. These tests verify that the product will maintain its performance from the shelf to the last application. Application testing also plays a role. Samples are applied to synthetic skin, and sometimes real skin under controlled conditions. Inspectors assess how the lipstick glides, how evenly it deposits color, and how it wears over time. Any deviation from the intended experience, dragging, uneven payoff, or discomfort triggers investigation. Even at this late stage, batches can be held or rejected if they fail to meet standards. Once approved, the lipsticks move to final cleaning and polishing. This step removes fingerprints, dust, or residue from assembly. Soft cloths and gentle airstreams restore the pristine finish. The lipstick is now visually perfect, but the process is not yet complete. Boxing and branding mark the final transformation. Each lipstick is placed into its individual box, often lined or cushioned to protect the product. Packaging is aligned precisely, and branding elements are checked for accuracy and placement. The box itself becomes part of the luxury experience, designed to signal quality before the product is even opened. Before shipment, final audits ensure traceability. Batch numbers, production dates, and quality control records are logged. This documentation allows brand to track every lipstick back to its origin, reinforcing accountability and consistency across global markets. What defines this entire phase is discipline. Luxury craftsmanship is not about excess decoration or manual labor alone. It is about control. Automation ensures repeatability, human oversight ensures soul. Together, they create an object that feels intentional, balanced, and refined. By the time the lipstick reaches the consumer, its journey from liquid to luxury icon has involved hundreds of checks, countless measurements,